And here we are with the Masterpiece Universe Grimlock. And I really wanted this toy. To be honest, it's at a bit of a price. It's like $70 and it's a Toys R Us exclusive. Normally, I would not pay this much for a Transformer, but it's Grimlock. I mean, I don't want to. I mean, you know, it just called to me and stuff. Now actually, I'm gonna confess this. Years ago, when I was young, my first Transformer was the original Grimlock, and I suppose it broke. And ever since I discovered who it was, I grew to love the character, and, you know, his original toy has now wound up in a museum. So, you know, I've always been upset with myself on that. And, you know, I've sort of been trying to get more Grimlocks. I actually have, in addition to this one, I have the Voyager class Grimlock, and the Universe Grimlock with the gun, which I will, which I might review and maybe get a few pictures of. It's my little Grimlock team. But this guy is just awesome. Freaking awesome. Now, if I'll go into more details. I'm going to come out and say I will not actually transform him in front of the camera. I'm just going to jump to him in robot mode, because I'm still getting used to transforming him, and I don't want to break him, and I'm not very good at transforming right in front of the camera, unless I'm actually in the shot. So, if you want to see how he transforms, go to somebody else who is much better at doing it. I will review his robot mode, but I won't actually transform him. Now, before we get to his robot mode, I'm going to point out some features here. First of all, a little criticism. His accessories are his sword, his gun, and this little crown. I do put criticism on the fact that you can't store them, because I usually like to have all my Transformers like fold up and stored in there and stuff. I really don't like having to find a separate place for the weapons. The Voyager animated Grimlock is guilty of the same flaw, so that's a little bit of a criticism here. But let's get to the toy. First of all, it's a beautifully done Grimlock. And I don't know if you can see it in there. There's actually a little flamethrower detail in there. It doesn't shoot, but it's a nice detail. You know, because he like shoots fire from his mouth. And he's incredibly posable. His arms can bend and move around, and every little finger there can individually pose. Oh, so you can do things like make him point, extend his pinky, and I'm not going to do the middle finger for obvious reasons. He's got a lot of detail here, and chrome here on the back. The chrome paint is pretty nice, but I've never really been a fan of chrome on Transformers, because despite it looking nice, it peels off like paper. You know, it's just going to come off easily unless you take extra good care of them. And I try to take care of all my Transformers, but for some of the ones I had when I was younger, you know, it looks like I took an X-Acto knife and just cut them off. I've been planning to repaint them, but haven't gotten around to it. One thing I really do like in response to my chrome paint thing is they actually put this plastic protection around his trademark gold neck, which I actually think is pretty good because it actually protects the paint and prevents things from chipping off. So that was pretty great. He has these rockets on his back that don't do anything. At first I thought they were just a detail, but they actually do look like a jetpack. I think he could probably fly or something, but it's been a while since I saw the show or even read the comics. Actually, I've never read the comics. Yeah, because I've read like maybe one, but that's it. But anyway, before we move on to his robot mode, I'll put out a few features. First of all, he does have this button here in which his jaws can snap closed like that. I kind of wish, actually, they had put one on the other side of his face, like this little spot here, so that his jaw could drop open, and I don't know, maybe you can make him like a little puppet or so. Oh, that would have been pretty cool. Let me see if I can do this while holding the camcorder. If you turn his tail, and my arm is getting in the way. Let's see if I can. Yeah, I can sort of do it. If you turn his tail, his head does turn, which is kind of good. It is a little loose, but it does turn pretty well. And if you push him down, I don't know if you can see it very well. I haven't even mastered this. His head does turn up, and looks up. I don't know what the point of that was, but there you go. You have an accessory. But one of the coolest things I have seen is you can open up his head, and you can swap his eyes to be blue. So that is really awesome. You can customize your Grimlock. I think he had like red eyes in the comic and blue eyes in the cartoon. And that is pretty great because I could easily imagine Hasbro like releasing this toy again, but with blue eyes as a little cash grab or something. So I applaud the person who came up with that. I just absolutely love that. Now, personally, I'm not very good. Excuse me for a moment. That's right in the middle of a review. Personally, I prefer them with red eyes. And, actually, the eyes will only fit one way, even though the turner can turn all the way around. The eyes will only fit like two ways, one for blue, one for red. And so, you know, you might get a little stuck on that. Yeah, or so, but it's not that big a deal. Alright, and I'm gonna switch over and review this guy in robot mode. Oh, stay tuned.